board that she had wrote on and said, "Bite shot." Okay, let's see what we got. Mhm. Yep. No, and you said you have another one coming up, so this is giving you feedback and ideas before you go to that other one, which is great because you'll be more prepared next time. That's all that is. If you look in the little chat at the left hand or the right hand side, Michelle also put a shot from it looks like a tequila festival where she only had a poster board to be able to use. So she did put that in here as well. If you go up to the top of our little session here, there should be like a little message bubble thing. Yes. Yes. There it is. This is the next one. There was another one of those. Mm-hmm. No. Tacos. Yeah. See you guys on Tuesday. Bye. Happy Cinco de Mayo. It says, "Hello, my dear parents."
Starting the recap.
Yeah. So, wow, why is that so loud in comparison? Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna start back a little bit further just to do a more than last session's recap. Uh, if I remember correctly, where we, uh, where we ended up was the party after landing in Helm's Keep, uh, discussing some of Reyna's future with the Name Foundation, and discovering that more murders with the same MO as what Reyna was accused of had happened overnight, as with the party arriving in Helm's Keep less than 24 hours from that point. And obviously suspicious. Guards were sent to take in Reyna, and there was a slight misunderstanding on intent of the guards, and one of them was very severely deadened, and another were very severely injured. After a discussion with Reyna's senior and a few other experts that work at and for the Name Foundation, as well as a sort of freelance monstrologist hunter type named Sebastian. More leads were discussed. Magical rites were discussed, specifically by Sivo, about the discoveries that were, discovered because of some of the literature that Reyna had found along your way in the adventures that you had to this point. Using that breakthrough, they developed a sort of magic item that, helps tell the origin of magic casting, in hopes of using it to, fight crimes and prevent what happened to Reyna from happening again. After this, the party can't talk. Pursued leads on the actual murder, led them pretty quickly to this odd kind of lost underground city with a snake man thing inside. After quickly dispatching it, if I'm not mistaken, in that combat it didn't even get its first round. The party discovers in a cage in an alcove behind where they fought this beast is an old familiar face for Reyna. His name was Rig. After knocking her unconscious after they released him, a battle pursued, and throughout the course of the battle, he seemed to be like displacing time and space and altering reality to make things that should have happened not happen, like, big heavy hits and dodging sword swings and spells and such. Right at the end of the battle, Reyna awakens and manages to get the killing blow. After returning, after, a hard-fought battle to town and sleeping the day away, taking a hard-earned rest, the party wrapped up some final things to do around Helm's Keep before pursuing the only real lead that they have, which is that Sibo knows a contact. And the next morning afterwards, they set forth. And here we find ourselves on the trail. We, to your knowledge, it could take anywhere from a couple of weeks to just over a month. Just depends. This time of year, it's anyone's guess. It also depends on what, what hazards you come across, etc., etc.
Would it be alright if I touch back on some stuff that I could just say was like going on while I was waiting for my sheath to be completed?
Yes, of course.
Um, I feel like I'd have a lot of downtime there. I know I did some other stuff with other party members, but I would feel like so the legal system is different in this place than, where Wolfram is from.
Yes.
I would probably guess that based off of where we are, Wolfram definitely committed a crime.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
he literally murdered an arresting officer. Um, so far, it doesn't seem like anybody's come to try to arrest him. Is that right?
Correct. Sibo did mention that they were gonna try and deal with that, so nobody's directly
Okay.
addressed it with you, but like there was definitely a we're gonna try and keep this under wraps or figure out a way to get you out of it kind of thing.
Okay. Well, um, could we? Well, basically, what I wanna say is that like, so the cost for Wolfram's sheath, the idea behind that would be kind of like paying for things like property damage and stuff and things like that. But I think if we wanted to, it could also go towards like possibly Wolfram would talk to Sibo and see if he could give some money to Sibo to give to the dead man's family.
Yeah, I think that would be wonderful. I would like that. Do you want to fully roleplay that out, or you want to just discuss the how you think it would work?
I don't want to waste a bunch of time on that because I know we're all ready to go, but I just had the thought that that would be a good way to like kind of explain some of the costs. So the reason 500 gold was decided on is because that's how much in the like official rules it costs to get adamantine applied to a weapon, but I didn't want to do it that way. So I was just like,
Yeah,
okay, what's a narrative way that I can subtract 500 gold from the gold that we've gotten
yeah.
to make it fair, gamify it.
Mechanically, it was done, but flavor text is different. Yeah.
Right, right, right. Um, we can roleplay it if the DM thinks that we should, but I'm completely fine just saying that like Wolfram stopped by while he was at the Name Foundation after one of his visits to the Forge, probably before actually, and talked to Sibo. Basically brought him some of the money at some point throughout the week and explained, I wish for you to give this to the dead man's family.
Uh,
And if he has any questions about it, kind of explain what justice is from where he is. You guys know about wereguilds?
Were guilds?
yes.
Yeah, so it means a man's price. So it was not illegal in a lot of these old cultures to outright kill someone, as long as you didn't try to hide it. If they looked at you wrong or whatever, it was a scary time to be alive, but you could be justified in having fought and killed them, but you owed their family a price based off of their station.
So
Interesting.
it was literally like a form of life insurance almost. At least that's the way I like
Yeah.
to think about it, because you're taking away the source of income because this guy looked at you wrong for that family. So
Right. And like most of the time it wouldn't come to just like people fighting over petty stuff like that. Like but it could be in a case like that. If you thought you kind of get the idea. It typically wasn't that petty or extreme, but basically Wolfram has killed this man, does not regret killing this man because he did it for what he believed was a good reason, but through his own sense of ethics and justice, believes that the appropriate thing to do is to make sure that that man's family is provided for in some capacity. That is the correct thing to do, rather.
and I
So,
think Sibo
yeah.
would remark as such. That's very considerate of you and very responsible of you, and thank you. He would give those sentiments to you.
Wolfram says nothing else on the matter. He simply gives him the money, explains his reasoning, and then leaves.
Oh yeah, no, I completely yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to sidetrack for that because I got to thinking about it the other night, and I was like, like Wolfram's not like a paladin or anything, but like he does have like a code of ethics, you know?
Yeah, respect for your fellow man at the very least.
Well, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to derail.
No. This since we started later, this will obviously be a bit of a shorter session. So like, it's okay with me if it's more of a mechanical cleaning up ends, talking about the future kind of session.
Yeah.
There,
what did we prepare? We prepared like a wagon and like a horse to pull our wagon. No, wasn't it like we talked about we had a wagon and it was setting out for us before we left last time, right?
Correct. And
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember the.
I think Steve-O. Oh, sorry.
Well, I don't remember the level of. Excuse me.
I think we were gonna do cart. No, we said carriage, and then we were gonna do cart, but we settled on wagon. And I think I don't remember for sure, but I think maybe Sibo was offering to pay for it. Is that right?
He's not necessarily, but the way that he worded it is more about we'll write this down in the book. Says, I believe that you believe you're going to save the world, like you said. So we'll write this down in the book. Says, taxable income, or
Okay.
non-taxable, whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As a work expense. There it is.
Yeah. Let me look up vehicles real quick if you guys don't mind me getting on the mechanical horse right away. Whatever you guys want to do. So a wagon costs 35 gold and it weighs 400 pounds, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I think we have like a loaded wagon packed up with some provisions and whatever kind of creature we want to pull it. Do you guys?
That's fine with me.
I don't really have a. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in this area, you'd probably have draft horses or riding horse. More like a draft horse, I would imagine, for pulling a wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably just your average horses. Because there's a list
they
of
have-
mounts and animals and stuff, but the only ones that look appropriate for this area would be horses.
Would they have like donkeys or like oxen at all? Just out of curiosity, not asking for it.
Yeah, that seems reasonable to me. Like donkeys, yeah.
Okay. It's very interesting that this. I mean, like it actually is pretty interesting to me that this place does not seem to have a lot of Would I be correct in assuming that this doesn't have like farming like cows?
Correct. This place is
Okay.
very artsy, fartsy kind of big capital college city vibes.
Okay, so yeah, so they would have a lot of horses in stock for like moving things and riding for the more what's the word for it? Egalitarian sort of I don't know, the wealthy and privileged, it sounds like. So it makes
Yeah.
sense to me that there'd be horses here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you guys want to get one horse or two?
Which will get us there
Or a donkey?
first. I like the thought of having an ass.
Let's get a fucking ass, guys.
Donkey.
Um,
Look,
just
as
because-
long as. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, donkey is much more affordable. It's probably much more in our price range. Well, especially if like Sibo's paying for this, he may buy like, oh, they'll be fine with a single donkey. Because my understanding is he's kind of setting this up for us.
Yeah, because it's not exactly like, for four dirty ruffians off the street don't walk into the you know, fucking trade center where people are in noble uniform and
Yeah. So they get us a broken down, dirty ass donkey. It's got like flies buzzing around it. It's whipping at them with its tail, and it's chewing on some hay, flicking its ears.
when Sibo greets you in the morning to set you off, he slaps it on its side like affectionately. This is Clarence.
Clarence.
Wolfram nods respectfully.
Guizo walks up and extends his hands out at Clarence.
I want to use
hello,
speak with animals.
I knew it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, all of you just hear the stereotypical like, "Oh."
So, Guizo reaches his hands out, and this donkey doesn't even look at him. It's just chewing a long piece of wheat, whatever. I don't think that even like, what would you say to initiate a conversation with it?
To the donkey.
Yeah.
To initiate conversation with this ass, I would absolutely look at it and say, "Hey, jackass."
I'm walking here.
This guy called you Clarence. What do you prefer to be called?
Doesn't really make much difference to me.
So, you want me to call you doesn't really make much difference to you? I can do that.
Well, no, that's not what I meant. But whatever suits your fancy.
We should call him Forrest.
We should call him first.
I wanted to call him Eeyore.
Oh, we should call him Eeyore.
Eeyore's really cute.
Would you like Griffin to bring it up to him, or we just start calling him that?
We just start. I don't care. I feel like he don't care as long as we just start calling him something.
Yeah.
Now I'm expecting the joke. You can call me whatever you want as long as you don't call me late for dinner.
His name's late for dinner. That's
Why do
all
I
I wanted.
love
I just
him?
wanted to figure out whether or not he had a preference of name, because humans and common folk just kind of give names
Yeah.
for most things without asking.
Hey, Vicky, you can't have candy. It's okay. I know you want it, but you can't have it. All right.
So you guys want to do anything else, or is it like first day on the road?
First day on the road.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So
Okay.
DM, feel free to jump cut to wherever you want us.
So, if you look at the continent of Lagara map, there are a few little clusters on the road from Helm's Keep to Baylor. Those little clusters are small towns, small villages, like little hamlets, nothing major. Maybe like 100-person cities, There's 100 people in one of these, if that.
Like little villages.
Yeah, little farming towns. Nothing huge. So the way I think we can do this is, there's not going to be anything major, but if you guys want to stop into any of these towns along the way, there's probably some food and like minor trades traff going on. You know, there's probably a tanner or a blacksmith somewhere along the way.
Okay. I just would say that, like, as a kind of a blanket statement, if this is going to be like a month-long expedition, probably stop in for supplies and stuff like that, and get our wagon looked over when we come in.
That's perfectly fine. I love that. So, hold on, let me pull up my Evernote because I had how I wanted to do this mechanically.
I will say, I think it was fair to remind everybody that Guizo is the one that has to drive this with Clarence, because Guizo is the only one with land vehicle proficiency.
That is true.
We are at the whim of a teenager.
Guizo, do you have your learner's permit yet?
I just imagine, no.
It depends on who's asking. But for you, no.
This works for me.
Just don't kill us, okay, kid?
I promise we will all make it there very safe.
Oh god.
So,
Oh, sorry.
no, go on ahead.
I was just gonna say, I have no idea what your plans are, but I do want to say, like, just general standing orders would be like, we travel the normal amount for a day, which I think is like 8 or 10 hours, and then we stop, make camp, unless if we're at a town, and then we can stop and stay in the inn. But yeah, if we're stopping to make camp, I think we probably do a watch. I want to put out a blanket statement that we are taking precautions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
And then we're attacked by bandits. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Boy, those would be the unluckiest bandits of the day, wouldn't they?
Yes, they would.
We don't have to roleplay this, but every town we stop at for food, I am behind the kitchen, or I will at least ask first, and if they say yes, I will be helping cook.
Hey, that could like
I love it.
partially pay for us staying at the inn. Is that like Guizo like comes in, introduces himself, and is like, "I'll work" or whatever, and maybe that'll help like get us a night off the road.
Yeah,
like
that could help. I like it too.
Every single time we roll into the town, he sighs and he's like, "Well, here we go," and he goes and reaches like an apron out of like a box or something, and he starts getting dressed up and ready.
I love
Does
it.
it have a flame pattern on it? Is it Guy Fury's flame shirt?
His own version of it, but yes, definitely.
I love it.
Alright, so what are we up to?
Yeah, what day in the journey are we attacked by bandits and or run into some sort of conflict? Or do we just get to what was the town's name? Bellar?
Baylor, yeah.
Baylor, do we just get there safely after like what was it, like 2 weeks?
uh,
Oh
So
my
laugh.
god! Oh my god!
I love that laugh.
I'm scared.
so, you guys have a couple of nights, where, you know, nothing really super eventful happens. And, I'm going to need to know how we're going to do the safety precautions. when we
Okay.
set up camp.
What was the usual watch rotation that we did? I know Guizo doesn't need to sleep, but he needs to hang out for a few hours, and Reyna doesn't need to sleep.
No. I used to do it first. I would go first, and just kind of stay awake, watch everything while you guys slept, and then I think once Wolfram woke up, I would go into my trance for 4 hours because that's all I need.
Okay. So
But
typically
with
it's Reyna.
this-
Oh,
Sorry, I was just gonna say.
No.
But with this, I could almost trance in the wagon
that's
Yeah.
true.
while we're traveling.
That's true. If you want to, I mean, well, I guess it would depend on what the DM says, but
Yeah.
possibly, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a bumpy road. There's going to be a lot of distractions, I would imagine. Well, we don't know how bumpy the road is, but you know, it's a wagon with no suspension. We're not moving slowly. There's probably times that we have to like stop and get out and like clear the road, or you know, this, that, and the other.
Very true.
Yeah,
Well,
there's gonna be minor hiccup.
I
feel
can get
like-
my 8 hours whenever. I can do it keeping watch, or if someone. Well, actually, no one can take over driving, right?
Nope.
Yeah, but I think we can only travel 8 hours a day unless if we want to take some sort of penalty. I might be mistaken about that, but
Eeyore needs to sleep too. We don't want to stress him out too much.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's possible that if we want to push extra ahead, like speed up travel, what we could do is we could. So there are options like you can change out your mount. I mean, yeah. If we're going at a regular pace, I think it's like 8 hours a day, and then if it goes beyond 8 hours a day, I think it's called a forced march. Forced march. But you know, there's like options like changing out your mount and stuff like that as well. So I don't know. Are we like in a big hurry? Should we like role play that we are like moving very quickly and a little bit recklessly?
I mean, that's completely up to y'all. I am not rushing y'all at all. I just wanted to
Yeah.
The point that I'm at in my head is about 3 days have passed and you guys are setting up camp for the night, and yeah.
Yeah, I do think that would affect things though. What do you guys think? How urgent do you all feel about this? How urgent do you feel like our party would feel about it?
How urgent does Eeyore feel about it?
I don't think Eeyore cares. I think he's
I mean,
just
I
like
really
waiting
don't-
for his.
Well, is he like his personality to me doesn't seem like the all right, I'll get you there as quick as possible.
No,
That's true.
He's taking his sweet time.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm in no rush if our steed is in no rush. Guizo
Okay.
does not care.
Then you guys want to say normal pace? 8 hours a day.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right. Yeah. Then I think we'd probably do the one where Reyna takes her first watch, and then Wolfram will take over. And there's probably some overlap with us being awake, but
Yeah.
yeah. So Reyna, Wolfram, Guizo, what about you?
For rotations, if you guys ever need a break, just like tap me on the shoulder and I'll take over. I'll even do a whole night. I don't mind.
Okay. So yeah, I guess that's the precautions. Is we probably pull off to the side of the road. We find a good place to stop. We make campfire. We eat, and then we have a rotating watch while some of us catch sleep during the night. Is that
I
enough?
think at the I think in different campsites that we make, that Wolfram and Driffin should switch off who takes a watch that night,
Okay.
just so that you know Wolfram isn't doing it and all the time, Driffin isn't doing it all the time. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
If
Make
Reyna-
sure that none of us get pushed a little too thin.
Yeah.
if Reyna ever wants to take a break, just let Guizo know and he'll switch with you.
I got you. Luckily,
I kind of figured Weezo's probably in charge of food, while Wolfram or Driffin might be in charge of making the campfire.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I just feel like because Reyna literally has to trance for 4 hours only, so it's not a huge deal for Reyna.
I also just realized something really, really silly. I can imagine like Wolfram like making the ring and like picking up sticks and like carefully assorting them, and then he starts doing the like twisty stick thing to try to start a fire, and Guizo's like, I've got it. 'Cause, you just like have fire.
Well, I also have the cantrip create bonfire.
That's true. So
Ah,
you could just create the fire.
Yeah, but for the first couple of days, I'm gonna let Wolfram be happy about his
About
kindling.
his little fire.
Yeah.
So, Wolfram, you are on your watch, and
I don't like the way you're talking right now.
I need a perception check from you, please.
Oh shit.
Okay. I'm guessing if it's my watch, it's probably somewhere between like 10 and 2 a.m. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's definitely, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta pull up my character sheet. That is the 120 hit points. That's the wrong character sheet. So, God dang it, I think I passed it. Okay, there it is. Perception that's a natural 20 plus 4.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
24.
There are two very slender, about 3 or 4 days in, overnight, definitely after midnight, there are two very slender kind of scout-esque, they have bows and leather armors, and they're trying to be very stealthy, but they rolled very low.
I think Wolfram hears them at first, but doesn't see them, and he just kind of quietly and carefully slides over the blindfold, and then suddenly has dark vision.
Yes, and you see them moving through the trees and observing your camp. They don't seem to be initiating anything, but you definitely notice them watching you.
I should probably wake somebody, but I have something that I really want to do.
do it.
Okay. Can Wolfram kind of be crouched down and quietly disappear from the fire and try to sneak up on them?
Yes, go ahead and make. I guess that would be a stealth, wouldn't it?
Yeah, do I have any sort of disadvantage since I'm near the fire, or am I probably sitting down near the fire and I'm hear them coming, so I'm kind of crouched down?
If you need assistance, Guizo is probably awake, and before you mention the stealth check, I rolled an 18.
Okay, so you notice them too. Wolfram puts a finger to his lips and makes meaningful eye contact with you.
Guizo nods and extinguishes the his fire hair from the prestidigitation.
Nice. Okay, is that a stealth check for her?
Yes, that would be a flat one, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think getting rid of the light so suddenly makes it,
That's true. Okay, this is actually very appropriate because Guizo noticed, so Wolfram has to make sure that Guizo can see him. He puts a finger to his lips, and these guys are watching and observing us. So then Wolfram just kind of gets up and clomps into the forest with a natural 1.
Oh god.
Oh god.
That's beautiful.
I immediately notice it, that he's noticed it. That was a natural 20, followed by my other d20 with a natural 1.
Oof.
Good god, that's beautiful.
Oh. They look directly at him, as he tries to sneak into the forest and get behind him. So what happens?
Does a 21 hit?
Ooh.
21 does hit.
And does a 12 hit?
A 12 does not hit.
So an arrow slams into your shoulder for 10 damage.
Ooh, that's a pretty sizable amount right there.
Yeah, they rolled max.
Okay. Initiative?
Yes.
I don't think I'm
Somebody's gonna
surprised
have-
because I definitely noticed them.
Yeah, no, you're
Yeah.
not surprised. This was just like their reaction was set to, if you guys start to fight, they're gonna start to fight.
That
Yeah,
was
and Wolfram's running into the forest. Yeah.
11 plus 2, 13.
Okay.
Somebody's gonna have to wake Driven.
Trust me, you'll be woken.
Okay, cool.
21 initiative. Wolfram was already headed out to do shit to them. He just didn't know that they could see him.
Mm.
Yeah, I think he just starts running out, just thunk.
So, Wolfram, you hear the sound of wood splintering as an arrow slams into a rock in the ground. Not even remotely close to you, but it's very clear that it was aimed. There was an arrow aimed at you. It is your turn.
All right, I change my trajectory and I go straight towards them. Am I within 30 feet?
Yeah, they're not far into. They didn't expect you to be able to see them. They're
Okay.
they're maybe 20 feet into the woods.
Okay, does that count as like difficult terrain or anything?
I don't think so, because I think with the cart you would have to have found a decent area.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna head straight. I'm going to change my trajectory as soon as that one misses me and the other one sinks into my shoulder. Yeah, drawing my sword, I'm just gonna go straight at them, making plenty of noise for Griffin to wake up. And I'm just gonna attack the first one that I get to with my sword.
Go ahead and roll that attack roll for me.
Okay. That's a 2. I'll try to attack again. Actually, nope, that still wouldn't hit. Okay. And the second one was a natural 20. Okay, I'm all over the place today. Now this is gonna be a lot, and I do mean a lot of damage. So, give me a second to roll all of this. That rolled off the table. That's a 5, plus a 5, 10, plus 4, 14, plus an additional 7, 21 slashing damage.
Okay.
Wolfram, yeah, runs at them, misses one, and then brings it across their chest. How are they feeling?
Very dead.
Very dead. I literally sever them in two.
Yeah. In case you were wondering, they had 16 hit points.
Hot damn. I'm excited. All right, yeah, that's my turn.
Driffin, you are awoken by a kerfuffle.
Alright, I'm gonna roll my initiative and see. Real quick. Alright. So, Driffin would get up, call Misfit to wolf form, and run out bow in hand, ready to go.
You can just change them to wolf form.
I mean, we were asleep. I feel like that would have been a long rest.
Well, we'd be interrupted here.
Yeah, it's in the middle of one, so. But
Whatever form they were.
Yeah, I'll let you declare what form that they would be in for the majority of travel, because we haven't determined that yet.
Okay. I mean, I would have liked it to have been in wolf form.
Perfect.
But yeah, I run out, bow in hand, misfit at my side with a 14 initiative.
Beautiful. Let me put that in. And Raina, you of course have heard this. Did you give me an initiative?
I have not, but I can right now. 16 plus 1. 17.
Okay. That means you're up, Raina.
Okay. For one, I would say that I'm gonna take my bonus action and go ahead and cast Dragon's Breath on myself.
Cool.
As I'm running out here because I'm hearing something. Sorry. So what exactly am I running out to on this one? Because Wolfram's obviously injured. Can I see these people now?
You see, like, an arrow sticking out of him. I don't know if you think he's injured. Never mind, that's a stupid thing to say.
No, I think that's incredibly appropriate.
I was gonna say, it is Wolfram, so...
Make a perception check. Or what? Wait a second. What is your passive perception?
14.
Okay, you can make a perception check to try and find them, but you don't see them at a glance.
Luckily, Guizo did see them.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make a proof. Hold on.
What element did you go with for your Dragon's Breath?
I'm thinking since of the area that we're in, I am gonna go for probably poison.
Hell yeah.
Because I feel like acid and fire would hurt the environment too much.
Right.
Yeah.
Lightning as well. So it's either cold or poison, so I'm thinking poison.
What does that look like? Is it like the green flame? No, wait, that was acid. What does that look like? Do
I
you
think
like
this
eat something?
Would be like a deep purple fog.
I like it. Do you have like a component that you take for it, or do you just like your eyes glow a little bit and then like your mouth, you just see like a purple fog coming from your mouth a little bit?
Yeah, I think my eyes glow and then the fog comes from my mouth.
I fucking love it. I'm scared. I'm shivering.
Okay. So since I cannot see anybody, I'm gonna use my action.
Well, you can see Wolfram standing over a corpse, or two halves of a corpse.
Okay. To find the other one, because there was two, right?
Yes.
Okay. So to find the other one, I'm gonna use my action to cast Fairy Fire.
Ooh.
Which just
Now that is 2 spells.
Yeah, that's 2 spell slot spells. You can use a cantrip and a spell slot, but you can't use 2 spell slots in one go unless you have a quickened spell. And I don't think you have quickened meta, do you?
Well,
No.
even with Quickened, are you allowed to do that with Quickened? I honestly don't. All I know is that there's like a very, very niche rule in the spellcasting section that's like, yeah, you can cast, if you cast a spell with a spell slot, you have to, the other spell has to be a cantrip, essentially, I think.
Yeah.
even if it's for my full moon.
Yeah. If it uses a spell slot, yes.
Okay.
You could cast Light, and then you just be able to see them, maybe? I don't know. No, wait, that probably wouldn't work. Never mind, I don't know. Wait, do you have to touch things to cast light on them?
Yeah.
Oh. Shit. You could always move up to, you could always run up to where Wolfram's at, and you might be able to see them from there.
I guess I'll just kind of stand behind Wolfram, like right behind Wolfram. Because I don't have a target right now because I can't see them, so I can't really do much.
Perfect. This does give you a line of sight, and I think you can see them if you're behind Wolfram, because Wolfram like charged them.
Yeah. There you go.
So that are you good with that being your turn?
Yeah. 'cause
Well,
I
she
think-
still has her action,
Yeah,
doesn't
you
she?
do still have your action. You can use
You
your
can-
Dragon's Breath as your action.
Yeah.
How far away is the person?
Like 6 or 7 feet.
Okay.
Also, I don't know if I mentioned this detail already. As you get closer, you can tell that these are orcish women.
Huh.
Okay.
something.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast Dragon's Breath on him. On her. She needs to save a dex saving throw.
Do I also need to make this out of curiosity?
No, because the way I'm gonna angle, you're not gonna be in the 15-foot cone.
Sweet. I don't mind. I have advantage.
Does the 22 save?
Yo.
Yep.
She sees you coming. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You still
Narratively.
take 5 damage.
Cool.
Great.
If I saw an elven woman running at me
7
with
damage.
lavender hair, glowing eyes, and purple fog coming out of her mouth, I'd start running too.
It was a 6 and 2 4, so it's 7 damage.
Yes. Driffin, that brings us back to you.
Alright, so I run out of the tent. How far away is this? I obviously need to make a perception check to see, correct? Or does my passive of 15 allow me to?
Passive of 15 hits it.
Alright, sweet. If I can see.
Also, because of your bloodline, you have 90 feet of dark vision, so yeah.
Yeah. How far away are they?
Like 25 feet.
Alright. I would be firing into. They're in the woods, right? I'd be firing into a forest.
Correct.
Would that impose any sort of disadvantage on an attack roll for the possibility of hitting a tree instead, or?
That would be
Do I just
cover. And unless if they're
Yeah.
specifically taking cover, I think you're good.
Yeah, no, you're
Okay.
good. They're not taking cover currently.
Alright. They should have. I'm gonna go ahead and pop 2 arrows straight in their direction.
Pop, pop.
Let's do it. Let's roll those roll that damage. Or roll that attack roll.
Attack.
Yeah. Alright, that is a natural 20 plus 6 on the first.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
I think
And
that
then an
hits.
18 plus 6.
Yeah, those hit.
Alright, so that'll be 2d8s. That's upsetting. 4 on the first one, and 5 on the second. Total of 9 damage.
So, one arrow, your first one, sails into their back as they're, kind of half turned away, and, into their, like, kidney area. And the next one flies in between their, lands with a sickening kind of squelch in between their shoulder blades, severing their spine as they fall dead.
Ooh.
I'm sorry?
I said, fuck yeah.
Yeah. It is Misfit's turn.
Wait.
We're not out of initiative.
Oh, this
Oh,
is
no.
fun.
Ew.
This is fun.
Oh yeah, you should be afraid.
Well, see, we don't know that there's something else around, so I don't think that unless Misfit can somehow magically sense the danger, Misfit wouldn't really take an action if we think the fight is over.
That's fair.
That is entirely reasonable.
Yeah.
So I'm honestly okay with
Pass and turn.
Misfit feeling as though everything's done.
Cool. So, with that being said, Guizo, you have your turn, but there doesn't seem to be any, you can't see anything right now.
Guizo stands up and he claps and he goes, "Good job, you guys. I knew you didn't need my help."
Oh shit.
Wolfram was looking around.
Um,
I don't know, is that a perception check? I'm just looking around.
yeah, you can definitely make a perception check.
I'm like, there's scouts. I should probably just kind of like slowly pan my head to look around the area just to make sure that I'm not about to get stabbed. Okay, that's a 13 plus 4, 17.
You notice there is another orcish woman, about a foot shorter than these two, a little bit heavier set, and she seems to be in the middle of casting a spell, and she is about 80 feet away from you.
I yell to Reyna, take cover. Hold on, take cover. I don't know how to do Wolfram's voice there. Anyway, and Wolfram will start running at her.
So,
I'm gonna take the dash action. That's 60 feet.
perfect. Reyna, you get a strength save at advantage.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh shit. Wait, can I ask a question?
Yes.
When my strength went to 0 instead of -1, do my saving throws also, or those stay -1?
Those go to 0.
Okay, I hadn't changed that yet.
So it's 2 flat rolls.
Okay, I can deal with that instead of it being -1.
Yeah. So whatever it shows on the die.
A 19.
Hell yeah.
I literally had a
You-
19 and a 10. Thank God.
I like to think that in that moment, Wolfram says take cover, the spell starts going off, and there's just like a flashback in Reyna's mind that's just like thinking of the time that training with Wolfram. It's like, this is nothing compared to Wolfram's training.
So, Reyna, you managed to do a sweet combat roll, dive out of the way as the ground erupts in these, like, choking, thorny vines and kind of, wraps up where you and Wolfram were. Wolfram got out of the range of it because he fucking sprinted and, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Wolfram, you clear a good 60 feet, and you are within 20 feet of this short stack woman. And as you get closer, you can make out behind her, on one knee, holding up a great sword, almost like a shield, is a big fucking orc dude, who, upon seeing you, charges at you, and he will.
If I run forward and see this, can I also say that I use my bonus action to rage?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Or at
fine
least-
to me. Yeah.
Or how I want to play it narratively is that, like, he sees it, his eyes go a little wide, and he's in the action of, like, pulling his cloak up as this guy comes into attack.
Yeah, that works for me. That's definitely fine for me.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Does a 21 hit?
Yes, it does.
And does 22 hits as well then?
Yes.
So you will take... as he digs into you with his great sword, you'll take 23 damage.
Can you tell me what each attack is individually?
9 and 14.
Okay.
So, oh yeah, because you cut it in half, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, sorry to be a nitpicker. You said 9, so that's okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Wolfram this guy runs up and fucking Wolfram eats it. But yeah, by the end of the slashing, Wolfram has his hood up, and yeah, he's bleeding from various wounds, but his eyes are glowing red, and he takes an offensive stance, and that's. I can't do anything. It's not my turn, but yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to fight back.
Well, fortunately for you, it is your turn.
What about Guizo and those guys?
You are the top of the initiative order with the scouts dead.
Okay. Yeah, but my last turn was running towards them and going into a rage.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
In that case, Reyna, you would be up. Your dark vision is 60 feet, right? Reyna?
Think so?
It should be. So what you see is Wolfram sprinting off into the darkness.
That's all I see.
Yep.
Oh damn.
You did have a spell cast at you. Oh.
They are just outside of your vision range. I mean, you can probably see Wolfram's back kind of in the distance.
You hear snarling and growling from deeper in, and you hear the clanging of metal and fur rustling.
Yeah, you can make out that something is happening, but you can't quite see what's going on up in Wolfram's face. But he's definitely engaged in something. Because line of sight is weird in D&D, where it's you have 60 feet of dark vision, and apparently you have a perfect 60-foot circle that you can see all around you, even though, it's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. A lot of the abstraction stuff with D&D gets really weird.
Do I see or hear anything else?
You hear grunting and growling and clashing of metal.
Yeah, but anything other than that?
Not really.
Okay.
I guess you probably would have heard the caster saying her verbal right at the last second.
Okay, so is Wolfram attacking said caster?
He's attacking something.
Yeah, he's engaged. You can tell he's definitely in the middle of a battle.
Okay. Can I use an Arcana? Well, I guess it wouldn't be an Arcana. More Perception. I was just trying to figure out if I could find where the sorcerer is. If I can...
It's reasonable to assume that you would think Wolfram is running down whatever the source of the danger is.
Okay.
Yeah, so just
the-
you could move 20 feet towards until
Yeah.
you see something.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I'll start heading towards Wolfram.
About 25 feet, 20, 25 feet, you make out the scene, which is this caster, who is now like kind of scrambling to get away from the action, and a big, heavily armored, muscled dude with a great sword and tusks and scars all over his face, just up in Wolfram's face. You can choose to dash if you wish, or if you have a spell that meets the range of 50 to 60 feet or more. You would need minimum 50 feet or to dash.
I don't want to get near them. Wolfram,
But you can
said
cast-
have,
You can cast spells from afar, I will say.
Yeah,
Like,
you
if
definitely
you
can.
move up to
I'm definitely
60 feet
going
of them.
to.
Okay.
Wolfram, you have advantage on dex saving throws, right?
Reyna would know that whenever in the past magic has been cast around Wolfram, he seems to be pretty good at getting out of the way.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I'm gonna cast Erupting Earth.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't want the caster to get away.
Hey,
She would-
sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say she would definitely be within range of that.
So it's basically I can choose a point for anybody that doesn't know. I choose a point you can see on the ground within range. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. Each creature must save on a dex saving throw, and a creature takes 3d12 bludgeoning damage on a fail, half as much on a success. And that ground becomes a difficult terrain until cleared away, and that would take a minute at least by hand
Okay, so are you gonna like?
for each.
Are you gonna call? Are you gonna cause it to basically hit everybody? Hit the orc guy. Hit me. Hit. Or are you gonna center it on that lady?
Well, I was gonna say you have a range of 120 feet. You could theoretically set it on a point in the ground that you can see, and have just the edge hit those two.
Here's a question. The difficult terrain seems to be to keep her from escaping. If you centered it on her, how far away is she from Wolfram? Still 20 feet?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because I ran 60 feet and she had been 80. So yeah, she's still 20 feet unless if she moved. So yeah, if you like cast that on her, it probably won't even hit either of us, right? It's
Yeah, I
only a
think
10-foot
so, yeah.
radius.
Or no, it's a 20-foot cube.
Oh, it's a 20-foot cube. Okay, then if you center it on her, it would be, yeah. Well, you could put it like kind of behind her, so she couldn't run away from you.
Basically, you can center it like anywhere from like 1 to 5 feet behind her for a very effective, like, put her in the middle of the, air quotes, middle of the effect.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. So, she will, it is dex save? Or is it, yeah, it's a dex save, cool. You hear, Wolfram, do you speak Orcish?
I do not.
Does anybody speak Orcish?
Griffin does.
Hell yeah. Perfect.
Driffin, you hear vaguely a scream in Orcish that says, "She's like you. She can do the magic. She pulls from the earth." And she will this dude, you hear him screaming in Orcish towards the lady, Wolfram. But you understand the words very faintly in the distance, Driven. She will make a dex save, right? And she gets to add a d4 to it. But a d4 don't
Hell
mean
yeah.
shit if you roll a 1.
Oh yeah. she trips over a root. It's all fucking over now.
Fucking 3d12 is about all the health she has. Roll your damage, babe.
I did.
How much is it?
22.
God.
Oof.
Bludgeoning.
Ooh.
Just imagine like a landmine going off behind the big orc guy. He starts yelling and the landmine goes off, and Wolfram doesn't know if it was something he did or something Reyna did.
Awesome. I love that. God, I love Reyna as a caster. That's really interesting.
Thank you.
All right. Is that your turn? Reyna?
Hmm?
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Cool. That brings it around to Driffin.
All right. Can I see the guy?
Not from here.
Okay.
If you use your full movement, you can see him at a distance. Him and Wolfram engaged at a distance of about 80 to 90 feet.
Okay, I'll go ahead and use my full movement then. And then, I'm gonna pop off 2 arrows at him, but I'm gonna make a decision after I find out whether or not they hit, if that's fair.
It depends on if you have a thing that like, you know what.
I'm
Does it say
deciding
you
whether
have
or
to-
not I'm using 3 charges.
Does it say what the specific wording on it is what will determine that? It's like, does it say when you hit with an attack you can, or does it say, when before you roll an attack, you know?
I can't remember. I'll have to pull it up. It might take a second.
Sorry.
I don't know where that's saved at. Hold, please.
Well, like Paladin Smites, for example, you get to call it after you hit. It's kind of terrifying.
I want to say you get to call it after you hit, but I'm not 100% certain on it.
I have no idea. I don't think I've ever seen it, so sorry I can't be of any help here.
That's fine. I'm trying to pull it up, but I'm having weird troubles with Discord right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, for some reason, none of my messages are pulling up.
I
Damn you,
found
Discord.
it.
You found it?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Could you assist me in telling me whether or not I can roll and then decide, or do I have to decide and then roll?
You have to decide and then roll.
All right,
Okay,
fuck
that's
it.
what I suspected.
All right, so this is gonna be a fuck it. We're doing it. I'm gonna pop 3 charges into the first arrow.
Oh. Okay, let's let it rip.
Let it rip!
Does a 17 hit?
17 does not hit.
Damn. Where's it go?
Into Wolfram.
Where's that encounter thing? Let me make sure I'm not fucking around. Yeah, no, a 17 does not hit. 17 is pretty damn close though, so I think you would hit that arrow within like a 5 to 10 foot radius of where the Wolfram and the guy are engaged in combat.
Okay.
What happens when this crazy fucking magic arrow hits?
I'm
So
gonna say
you just see.
it pops into, it buries itself into the trunk of a tree.
Yeah, but it's like charged with all kinds of magic. What is it? What does it look like?
In my eyes, you see a blue flash where Driffin was, and a blue flash where Driffin is.
Damn.
because the arrow itself does slip into the ethereal plane. So I imagine you could, if you were looking at the shot being fired, you see the arrow kind of about 10 feet into its path of flight. It begins to flicker in and out of reality, eventually disappearing. And then a hole appears in the tree about the size of an arrow shaft as the arrow gradually phases back into existence.
I'm imagining it glowing in ethereal blue and trailing light. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes, yeah.
I love it.
Alright. And for my second attack.
Now that you are
Oh,
very
okay.
close.
That didn't hit if a 17 didn't hit, so that's a second miss.
Yes, but you also have Misfit, and I'm not sure what Misfit's distance range is.
40 feet. What would a dash give him?
A dash would get him right up there.
Alright. That's what he's doing.
Cool. Guizo, you find yourself alone in the camp.
Everybody ran off in one direction.
Finally, some
Except
time
for
to
Drippin, who
myself.
teleported.
I can kick back, relax, and enjoy the entire camp to myself.
Yeah, shit. Guizo might genuinely have no fucking idea what's going on outside the camp.
I mean,
Probably just-
Guizo picked up line of sight on the scouts, and that was about it.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, they got it. It's fine.
Can I look around? Are there any scouts trying to get to the camp while the rest of the team's distracted?
No, you don't see anything.
You can let him
Guizo
make a
just
perception
starts
check.
cooking.
Can I see anybody, or did they just disappear off into the distance?
Your dark vision would only be 60 feet, so yeah, they are gone in the darkness just past the edge of where you can see. You hear shouting in a language you don't understand. I don't think you speak Orcish. And you hear what sounds like a small explosion and the sound of dirt showering the ground.
He's just gonna shrug and be like, they got this.
God damn, I love Guizo.
I fucking love it, man. He's a whole
That's fucking amazing. I
Guizo's
love it.
bro.
Thank you.
He's got the wait and see attitude, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, my movement's 30. I can get like halfway there, but I don't like. My original plan was I was gonna grapple and interrogate them, so I definitely can't do that in like 2 turns. So I'm just gonna hang out at the camp.
Ah, crap.
That is
Messed this
perfectly
up.
fine with me. That means
If the fight was intended to have me in it, it would be around me.
I could be mistaken, but I think it's either my turn or any other secret hidden orcs that you have this turn.
it is your turn.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, do 5 more orcs jump out? Sweet. Okay. I'm gonna battle this guy. Yeah. So all this, what's important to remember is that all this was happening simultaneously. So this guy runs up to me and brings out his sword and is slashing at me as I'm going into a rage. Reyna runs forward and blows up behind while the caster's trying to get away, and then Driffin just like and appears.
I fucking love this bow.
And yeah, Wolfram is now going to. Wolfram took his lumps, and now it is time to return those lumps. And yeah, I'm going to relentlessly attack this individual. Shower him with blows. Nope, that rolled off the table. Okay. Stop rolling off the table. Okay. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
All right. I recklessly attack. That is 14 slashing damage on my first attack.
Beautiful.
And then Wolfram, gets slashed, then he blocks his blade, then brings it in and slashes the guy back. And then let me double check that. Yeah. Sorry, that's actually 10 damage. I rolled the wrong kind of dice, so I had to re-roll.
Oh, you're good.
And then Wolfram brings around and punches this guy, tries to punch this guy in the face.
Cool.
That is 23 to hit.
That hits.
All right. And a 19 to hit.
On the second attack, the 19, he manages to kind of get the flat of his blade up in time to get that, block that off that second attack.
Okay. Then how it goes is I block his blade and then return with my own slash in a single hand. I slash kind of across him, and then I swing in for a haymaker and then try to do an uppercut on him, but he blocks my uppercut. The extra damage from the punch to the face was 2 plus... That's 7 bludgeoning damage as I just punch the shit out of him. And yeah, I was trying to finish him there with that uppercut, but he manages to block it. And that's my turn.
Cool. So, with that being your turn...
He does have advantage on all attacks against me now.
Yeah. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
And does a 14 hit?
14 does not quite hit. Remember, he does have advantage.
Yeah, that was with advantage.
Okay, I just got lucky. Thank God.
Yeah, that is 9 damage with the greatsword. It was kind of awkward. He had to pull it up to block your fist, so he had some weird positioning shit.
I imagine the damage I take from this turn is literally just the damage from punching his sword.
That makes
Wolfram's...
it... Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I think Wolfram's arm is just bleeding a little bit, but yeah, he's good. Sorry.
That makes it Raina's turn.
Okay. How far away am I from this? I guess this whole scene.
The whole scene?
Now that I dashed
Like-
to it.
Probably about...
what was it?
About 20
She
feet?
was... Well, wait a minute. Wasn't she... She used, she could have used up to, 30 feet, so she'd be, 50 feet. Well, no, and then... Yeah, I guess 30 feet. Never mind. What am I talking about? Sorry, I had to do the math in my head backwards, but yeah, I mean, she'd be within, walking distance.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna get closer. And I am going to... I guess I'm gonna cast my Dragon's Breath poison. Just kind of blow out some more poison on these people.
Cool.
Okay. That's a deck save?
Yes.
Okay.
I need to make it as well.
How close
Does
are
a
you?
10 pass?
Yes.
A 10 passes?
Yeah.
Are you sure? A 10 saves?
What's your DC? It should be 14.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is 14.
I was about to
Okay,
say.
I fail. I rolled
Um,
2 7s, which is lucky, I think.
Lucky number 7s.
Yes, you will have to save Driffin.
Oh,
Sorry, Griffin.
that's fine.
Oh, wait. Go ahead and roll yours, Griffin.
I did, and it is an 11.
Okay, I'm gonna use my twin, or not my twin, my careful meta magic to spend 2 sorcery points to save both of them.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Only half damage.
Yes.
I love sorcerers.
So y'all would take 3 damage.
All
so
right.
a fail is 6 damage?
Fail is 7 damage.
Okay.
Would they take 4 or they would take 3 on a save?
Round down.
Round down, so
That's okay.
yeah.
So I did. So 3. Okay.
So the caster, when surrounded by this cloud of you said like greenish kind of flowy smoke, right?
This one's like purpley, like a deep purple.
Okay. Surrounded by this cloud, she like starts grabbing at her throat and choking, and her veins around her eyes start popping, and her the lines on her face from the veins in her face are turning black, and she begins to foam at the mouth and drops dead.
Hell yeah.
The knight, oops, I wasn't supposed to say that.
It's okay, I already knew. I recognized it.
Yeah. He coughs and hacks a huge loogie, but he doesn't seem crazy affected by it. He's got like a helm on that, kind of covers his face a little bit.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And I don't think I can do anything else. I think that'll be my turn.
It's a good turn, though.
Thanks.
So I believe that makes it Driffin's turn.
Alrighty. This is gonna be fun. So the only thing left is the guy with the sword.
Yes.
Alright. So,
Time to Legolas this bitch.
I'm actually gonna help you out a little bit.
You're not gonna Legolas this bitch?
No.
Okay. Fair enough, fair enough.
I'm gonna cast Frostbite.
Okay. I'm into that.
He'll have to make a con save.
Does an 8 save?
It
Damn,
does
he was
not.
rolled like shit.
He rolled a natural 20 on his save for Reyna's fucking thing, and then rolled a fucking 6 on that.
God damn.
Alright. So he is going to take, since I'm level 5, 2d6 cold damage. That is a total of 6 damage, and he now has disadvantage on his next weapon attack.
That.
Hey, I have a.
Go ahead.
I have a question of how this looks. So I just had like an image in my mind of like blue, like icy sort of frost magic coming down and biting on him like a wolf's mouth.
Well, I'm more. I think of it more as
Like
So-
frosting.
Driffin waves his arm, and the color of the glow on his arm turns to an icy, like white blue almost.
Nice.
And as he waves his arm, kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? A thin layer of ice chills his armor.
Hell
And so he's kind of shivering now. I guess he's cold.
Nice.
Yes.
You got a thin, yeah, sort of not sheen, but yeah, layer of ice. I dig that.
And you also have Misfit to control too.
Oh yeah.
Get him.
Misfit. How far? How far? All right. How far away is Misfit?
Misfit sprinted last turn and can, with regular movement, get within range to make a physical attack.
All right. The question was leaning more towards.
Oh yeah, he can charge.
He can charge. Yeah, that's what's happening.
Leroy Jenkins.
He's charging, hoping to knock this fucker prone. All right, so he's gonna charge and use his maul attack. That's probably not gonna work. Where would that? 12 does not hit.
Damn, what did you roll?
Fucking 9. Unless I'm doing it wrong.
You have way more plus to hit than that. You got to do proficiency and like strength plus, right?
Yeah, it would be your spell attack bonus applies to. It.
Oh shit! I
Yeah.
forgot about that. So proficiency plus spell attack.
Well, spell attack is adding proficiency, so it's whatever your wisdom is plus your proficiency.
So that would be a +5 to your hit. I believe. Suddenly, I can't find the character sheet. But unfortunately, that still wouldn't hit. That being said, Guizo is up again. Is Guizo just chilling at the camp still?
Yeah, so we got a cutscene back to the camp, and I
Yeah.
can assume because of the commotion, Eeyore's awake, right?
Probably. Yeah, I will say it's only been about 10 seconds because all of this is going on at the same time.
Okay. So
I've returned.
Eeyore kind of wakes up and he gets his head up, and Guizo just looks at him and he goes, "Hey, check this out." He goes to like baseball wind up a pitch into the darkness, and as he throws, he uses prestidigitation to like, I'm gonna use the term sparkle fart, like glitter comes out of his butt.
Whoa! This is amazing.
I've been thinking about this for the past 5 minutes. You're welcome.
I love it.
God, I love it.
I think you just
Oh, did I?
won.
Did Misfit hit, by the way, or no?
Misfit did not.
Okay, that's fair. I thought so. I know my Discord cut completely the fuck off for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, his bonus would have been 5, which would have made it a 14, which still.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that wonderful
Interlude.
comic relief, this guy is heavily injured and swings to attack. Oh, good God. He doesn't have advantage this time, right?
Just on the first attack, because it'll just be a flat roll, and then the second one will have advantage because it'll have broken the ice off. I
Yeah.
believe.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
it's
here's
his
the thing.
next melee attack.
The first roll was a natural 20.
Okay, but it's a flat roll, so yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I take it. I eat it.
And the next
That is
roll
what it is.
is a 22, but let me roll again to see if, good God, if he
Is it
somehow...
Is it another natural 20?
I don't know. We'll see. Oh my God. The 14 almost rolled over to the 20, and I was really scared.
Okay.
So that is a 25 and a 22 to hit. Or no. Yeah, a 25 and a 19 to hit.
Yeah, both of those hit. It was nice knowing you. I mean, Snarl.
So luckily, the first one would be 24 damage, but you half it, so it's down to 12, right?
Right.
And the second one is
24. That's so much.
Yeah, he rolled pretty high.
Okay.
10 damage on the second one.
Okay, and then I can have that.
Yes.
So what happens is Wolfram is like, trying to hit him and snarling, but this guy just returns this just absolutely devastating rebuke, and like there is a spray of blood, like he cuts Wolfram open, but Wolfram seems to be hanging on, if barely. He snarls, looks at him, and it just, I don't know, is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, Wolfram, there's a huge spray of blood, and Wolfram, like, kind of hunches forward, and you see the familiar, well, not so familiar, you've seen it once before, but a swirl of fur and fury, and Wolfram brings out the wolf and howls. Yeah, Wolfram, it is time to fucking get down. Okay, so let me go ahead and roll a couple of things real quick. I gotta keep track of.
You're good. Take your time. I need to run to the restroom real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm shitting my pants too.
Shit, Drifton's fucking 10 feet away from you right now.
I know, man. Hey, I have rules that I have to abide by, and I started my tournament under half health.
It is what it is. You do you, man. It's your character. Play it how you like.
If you want, I can roll to see if he can resist the draw, but he just took a lot of damage. I don't know if he can resist it.
Okay, go ahead. It's your character. Play it how you like. We're all having fun here. I'm just gonna have to figure some shit out.
Well, like what I'm thinking is Wolfram just took an amount of, he just took what would normally be a mortal wound. So like his body is forcibly forcing him into the wolf to like live.
Wolfram's getting like beat up and pissed off, and Guizo's farting at a donkey.
Yes, I love it.
Litter farting.
Oh my fucking god, this is beautiful.
Okay. I guess. Yeah, I got everything accounted for. I got everything worked out, but just whenever King gets back.
All right. We're just chilling until then.
Freeze frame. Wolfram is transformed into an 8-foot tall, 400-pound beast of fur and fury. Glowing red eyes, dripping maw, razor sharp teeth.
Kendall, really?
Driffin's standing right next to him. Misfits looking up like, I don't know about this.
I had to.
I like the idea that Misfit's giving you that confused dog head tilt.
I'm also imagining that, like, before, the big orc dude was a little bit bigger than Wolfram, because Wolfram's a huge human, but, like, this guy was probably, like, massive. But then when he transforms, he's, like, now bigger than the orc.
Yeah, this dude is, he's big for an orc,
Yeah. Wolfram looks down on him with the glowing red eyes and, glistening white teeth, and, I'm just gonna fucking bite him.
Do it.
Alright. That's a natural 20, baby.
Fuck yeah.
He's dead.
Let me go ahead and do that. Wolfram's eyes glow bright as his teeth sinks in and blood gushes out between his teeth. And, let's see, what is the damage on the bite attack? Sorry, I don't have it pulled up. I should. Here it is. I think it's a D8. Need to just double check real quick. Yes, it's a D8. Okay, that is 6 plus 2 plus 6. No, wait, plus 5. 6 plus 2 plus 5. That is 13 piercing damage. to the throat. Or 2 whatever I can get my teeth on.
Yeah. Is that already with your nat 20 damage added on?
Yeah. I rolled a 6, a 2, and then I add my rage damage and my strength. So that's only a 13. But yeah, I bite into him. My eyes go a little brighter. I snarl and I try to rip, and I'll go ahead and slash at him with my claws. I think I maybe even drop the sword and just like hurl myself on him. Let's see. That is does a 14 hit?
14 does not hit.
Okay, but a 24 hits.
24 definitely hits.
Okay, the first slash against him probably glances against his armor, but the next one connects. That is 7 slashing damage.
OBS freaked out for a second. Sorry. So what you guys see, Reyna and Driffin, is this big orc dude with his sword gets a good hit, and then in retaliation, Wolfram goes full beast mode. And, well, I wish there was a better term for it than that, because that's a weird connotation, but whatever.
It's an accurate description.
Yes. And just, fucking wild werewolf transformation happens. And in almost a feral frenzy, locks his jaws around his like neck shoulder area, and as blood gushes, he begins to fall backwards. Wolfram pushing Wolfram pushing further into the frenzy. Or should I say the wolf pushing further into the frenzy, and as it goes down, one claw, striking, glancing off of his plate mail, the other digging into a chink in the armor, finding purchase underneath one of the plates, and ripping the plate itself away, disembowels this guy, falling to the ground dead, with Wolfram atop him, going feral.
Yeah, I'm gonna say next action is just Wolfram attacking this guy's corpse until other notice. So you guys make your moves.
Yeah, Wolfram, you have to save out of the wolf, right?
I have I don't have to, but I have like a narrative thing that I have a document for it. I'll be rolling to get out of it. So, yeah.
Cool.
But you guys are free to do whatever you want.
Who put the
Alrighty
horse
then.
Laughs nervously. I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. Yeah, that's perfect.
I think that would make it Driffin's turn.
Beautiful. Fuck. 10 feet away from a fucking monster, I was told to keep everyone safe.
You are welcome to run. I think where is Reyna? She's still like
Reyna's on the other side. Yeah, Reyna's on the other side. I'm the closest to you, so your attention would still be on the mangled corpse that you've disemboweled.
For the time being. Hey, there's no shame in running.
That's what's about to happen. So, I'm going to cast Longstrider on myself. So, Reyna, since you're close enough, you hear, you see Driffin place his hand upon his chest, and you hear him say to himself, "You must be swift as the coursing river." And
I'm so glad that this session has taken us in a way to quote Mulan twice.
oh fuck! So Longstrider extends my movement by 10 feet. I can dash for extra too as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, what is
Oh no, I
Long
just
Strider
used
bonus action?
yeah. No, long strider's an action. I just used it.
Oh.
So
shit.
I can run 40 feet away, and
Hey,
I'm
every
screaming for Reyna. Well, maybe not so much screaming. I guess being subtle would probably be the best way to go about this. But there's
Don't draw
definitely not
attention.
subtle about the way I take off running. As I'm passing Reyna, I just kind of look over and go, "Run!" And then turn. And now Misfit must make a turn. Misfit follows, dashing past
All
me.
right. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I notice first.
Okay.
I
Are we
did.
back to the camp?
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to make an opportunity attack against Misfit.
That's fine.
Okay. What was that? An athletics or an acrobatics to oppose? If that's okay with the DM.
yeah, that's good.
I'm using a shove action. I know technically you're supposed to use an attack, but I would rather be non-lethal, even in my roleplay, if I can help it.
So I need to roll a check for Misfit.
To resist, yeah. Yeah. Like an acrobatics.
Would it just be me applying my own stats to an acrobatics check?
You will use Misfit stats and your proficiency bonus.
Hell yeah.
So Misfit's Dex bonus plus 3. Roll a dice plus his Dex plus 3.
Okay. Got you. Oof. Alright, so 3 plus 2 plus 3 doesn't save. That's 8.
Alright, what am I at? I'm gonna say this is an athletics. Let me roll this again because I have advantage. Okay, 18 plus 6, 24. So, Misfit is literally just like kind of swept, like he swings his arm around and like throws Misfit like 5 or 10 feet. And then goes back to doing what he was doing.
Okay.
You know, like when you get smacked with a big bear paw and you just go flying. I don't know.
Yeah. Kind of a big backhand.
Yeah, kinda.
That would make it Reyna.
Just do whatever you feel like Reyna would do. If that's to run, or is that to talk, is that to shoot a fireball down his throat? Like literally whatever you want to do.
I am looking at something very quickly.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Smack. God damn. That GIF though.
That's exactly what's happening at the camp right now.
I love it. You smacking that you've changed the donkey's color to glitter color.
You guys are gonna come back and just go pick a disco ball while I'm not gonna explain it.
I love it.
Okay, so I do think that Reyna would try to, because she knows that talking is not going to necessarily work right now.
It might. I think a persuasion or an animal handling would probably be reasonable.
I mean, I
If
can
you
try
want.
persuasion, and if
Huh?
I fail, I still have an action.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Well, I just figure out what you want to do, and we'll figure it out. You know.
Oh.
You know.
Oh no, we're not going to do that. That was a 1.
Okay.
What did you?
So, what I'm going to do, because talking is out of the question.
No problem. I just
Calm
want
down,
to
you
double check.
stupid dog.
Sorry, I'm on a call.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm
Okay,
gonna cast
I was
a
right.
minor illusion.
I'll fill it out.
Let's see.
See you, brother. Thanks.
Okay, I think I'm going to create an image of some kind of animal because it can't be larger than 5 feet. It has to be small.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm gonna cast that for some kind of animal for Wolfram to go after while I dash or while I get away.
Ooh, that's a good distraction. I like
Yeah.
that.
I like it.
Now, once Wolfram goes to attack it, it is going to be realized that it's an illusion because you just passed through it. But it will get me enough time to get away.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm going to do that.
Okay. What are you creating? I think you can even go as far as like a doe, maybe not as large as a full on
Okay.
like buck, but
I have a very stupid request, and I just want to air it. Feel free to not go with this, but I think it would be hilarious if it's like the goat from Jurassic Park. You know what I mean?
I actually was trying
Fuck,
to think
that's
of something
evil.
that was kind of weird like that, and I absolutely love the fact that the goat. I'm going to do a goat.
I love it.
I was like, what can I make that would be really weird? I love the goat. So I create this illusion of a goat. And pretty much run away. Not dash, but run.
that's perfectly fine. So explain to me where and how you're making the goat like appear.
I think I'm gonna make the goat appear. I have a range of up to 30 feet.
Yeah.
How close am I to Wolfram?
About right at
I think
30
you-
feet.
I
So-
thought, didn't she cast a spell where she had to get closer?
Yes.
I thought she was 15 feet away.
Yeah, because you had to do your dragon's breath. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But it could be like off to the side or whatever, or behind me. I might not even see her. Because if she was, yeah, I mean,
My
I don't
thought
know.
process, if I create an illusion somewhere close by but not super close, because I don't want you to immediately get it, essentially. I want it to take a minute to get to it.
yeah.
But I'm thinking if I do that, then me running away won't startle you as much, necessarily.
I think that's fair. If you are kind of behind Wolfram, Wolfram is in his beast form in a frenzy, and you know the yeah, I think that's fair. That like you can just do that.
Okay. Because I was like, I can also see... Like, I just watched him shove, like, backslap Misfit away, essentially. So I know that he's not in the right mind completely. So...
You also just watched him rip an armored dude's throat out, so you probably don't want any of that.
I get that. I mean,
Sorry.
no.
It's not desirable right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it's probably about 15 feet in front of you.
Yeah, sure, it catches my attention.
And then I'm running away.
Okay.
All right. So I assume that would bring us to Guizo. Do you want to?
Guizo's back with glitter poop farting.
Yes. And then,
We can cut to you guys. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, and then we can just cut back in the initiative order to Driffin and Reyna until they are in safety or until Wolfram saves.
Well, what I was gonna say is like we could just cut to them like emerging from the tree line
Yes, that's
and
perfectly
Guizo's
fine.
reaction. Guizo's reaction to that. Yeah, they're just come running out of the woods.
Have we had people get close enough to the camp where I can see them now?
Yes. You see Driffin and Reyna kind of emerge from the woods.
Okay.
As Driffin's coming out, he looks at Guizo once he's at a distance that he can hear him and says, "Wolfie boy's big man, hide!"
I'm going to start pushing the donkey as hard as I can to get him out of the way because I know that he is going to be a snack.
Oh, he's a snack, all right. Look at that ass.
Ha!
Why am I like
Well,
this,
big.
guys? Somebody stop me.
But I don't want it to stop.
So Wolfram, you in beast mode see a goat just kind of like wandering around near your vision.
Yeah, let me go ahead and roll to see. Let's see. I look at it to determine if it's real or not. I believe that's an investigation check.
Yeah, I believe so. Against Kindle's, what's your spell save DC?
14.
14. So
Would it be fair to say that I almost certainly have disadvantage, or do I just automatically fail in this state? I don't think it matters. I got a 10.
well, yeah, I was gonna say I think the failure is fair if you think it's fair. Like an
Yeah,
auto
I mean,
failure on this point.
Yeah. That's a 10 for sure. I am convinced that this is a goat. But yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll just jump on it. Passing right through. Yeah, I make my attacks against it. Yeah. Ooh, that was a natural 20. Oh well. Yeah, I attack the ground. Let's go ahead and roll to see if Wolfram can save out of this. That's a 19, baby. He is clawing around on the ground trying to get this goat, and then he just kind of growls and barks, and eyes start to go dim, and he just kind of falls to the ground and is a man again, covered in a cloak. Collapsed on the forest floor.
Alone in the woods beside a dead body.
Beside an eviscerated orc, yes.
Yeah. I guess
That seems
dead
like
body doesn't paint the picture.
Yeah. I don't know, that seems like a reasonable place to fade to black if that's good with you guys.
I mean, that feels good to me.
Yeah.
I think that is a good place to do a little time jump to in the morning.
Perfect.
Alright.
I'm gonna push some stuff on. I'm gonna railroad a little bit.
Please.
I think Misfit, after recovering and seeing Wolfram, revert back, kind of comes back and alerts the fact that he's communicates in his way to Driffin that that it's good to get Wolfram, and we get Wolfram, and he's kind of helped back the camp, and
Yeah, he needs help walking. He seems to be like extremely weak. Mechanically, it's exhaustion.
yes, which is fucking honestly. Well, we'll see how you guys feel about it. And then we can finish out this rest, and in the morning, everyone finds themselves remembering trances or dreams. And we'll start with Driffin, since his is kind of a little longer. Driffin finds himself wandering through this swamp that he's come to know very well, almost as well as any home he's ever had. And the time winds past quickly and ethereally as he strolls through the muggy air, knee-deep in murky water. All at once, and not at all, the landscape shifts around him, no real transitioning happening, just one place and then another. A vast, lush forest surrounds him. The thick, musky air, once filled with the buzzing of various insects and croaking of frogs, turns into the light breeze shifting through the canopy, full of birdsong and cool, forgiving breaths of nature. Wandering further, ever deeper into the tree cover, the flow of time fluttering like lace in the wind, fluid and irregular, he finds a perfectly circular clearing ahead. In the center of the clearing rests a tree stump. The cut edge of the stump well above his head. Carved into the side of the trunk is a set of steps. Climbing them to the platform atop this massive stump, Driffin sees a garden folding out in front of him, reaching from the very edge of the platform, leaving a single lane from the steps to a statue in the center. Carved directly from the tree stump itself, standing in the center is the form of a woman, sat and posed to appear to be brushing her hair as it falls into the foliage surrounding her. Buried into the thigh of this woman statue is a gracefully carved arrow. Elegant yellow ribbon hangs from the arrow and holds a scroll shut simultaneously. Driffin takes the scroll and opens it delicately. Inside lies a beautiful flowing script reading as such. A warrior for change you've proven yourself to be. Skeptical though I was, I have been watching, and have seen you prove yourself time over and again. I reach out my hand and offer my help in cleansing that which corrupts, aids in your quest. Take the arrow as a symbol of my intent, so you know I am truthful. It is signed, Someone Forever in Your Debt. The scroll is signed in thick, heavy letters, the ink not fully yet dry, never smearing or bleeding though. Taking the arrow in his hand and pulling it, it easily comes free. Holding it up to inspect it further, the arrow begins to shatter and fall away into dust. Left holding nothing but the fletching in his hand, Driffin watches as it slowly turns into a shimmery clear liquid, draining into his body from his palm. The feel of taking a long dip in a spring after hiking through the mud and rain for days washes over Driffin, and as it fades, it only grows over his left... I wrote that weird. As it fades slowly, growing over his left arm. Glancing down at the feel of grime eradicated, the color of his arm, beginning at his fingertips, begins to fill in a pale red, growing to the depth of a shining red apple, and ending just under his elbow in a gradient into his frosty blue skin. As this ends, the woman begins to move and shake, growing and standing, stretching fully, freeing her frozen joints. And with a gentle hand, she pushes Driffin, who falls backwards, waking up in his cot.
Fuck.
Reyna, when trancing, finds herself imagining a scene in front of her, walking down a long winding path beaten into the forest floor. The breeze shifts and cool gusts send a volley of leaves and dust your way. As it swirls around her dizzyingly, she feels the ground underfoot shift, from hard-packed dirt to that of cobbled stone. Her vision, partially obscured by the miniature tornado of debris, she can do naught but push forward and hope for it to pass. As she presses into the cobblestone path, she feels the air clear and the path arch upwards. She finds herself on an all too familiar bridge, surrounded by nothingness and all being simultaneously. Standing in silhouette against the backdrop of the massive moon in the middle of the arch of the bridge she finds herself on is a sword buried several inches into the ground. On its hilt sits a now familiar horned helm. She feels a deep calling to it, and as she approaches, finds her hand reaching towards it on its own accord. As her fingertip glances the cool metal, the light of the moon overtakes her, pulling her from her trance. Guizo sits at his desk, popped up, immobile desk, sketching the faces of those he wishes to remember. A flow of artistic expression overtakes him, and it feels as if the art is pulling itself from his charcoal pencil rather than him laying it out from his memory. His hand feels almost possessed as it flies across the sheet. Intricate details forming and beginning to move all their own. Guizou pulls his hand away and finds the face of Daquan staring up at him, the lines flickering and wavering in the mesmerizing pattern of the bonfire light. Hypnotized by the effect, Guizou notices that suddenly he is no longer sat at his station, and instead stands before her. She is sat upon a large plush pillow in a room so full of extravaganza it makes his head spin. Slowly she stands, the pillars of flame extending from her back, twisting and swishing like the tails of an anxious fox. Holding out her hand, she touches Guizou's face, and from it a spark erupts, kissing his cheek. Daquan takes a step up into the air, levitating slightly, and says to Guizou, "Join me in this delight, my chosen." And as she does, Guizou feels a comforting warmth envelop him and his arms as they ignite and lift him off his feet. Together they drift across the skies of a plane unknown but also familiar to Guizou, a land of magma and swelling heat. He slowly comes to from this trance, having found only a few seconds past. Wolfram finds himself dreaming. He finds himself sat by a small fire, roasting the meat of tonight's dinner. The bones set, dried, and ready to be carved into tools and such. As a presence is felt, looming and ominous, overshadowing the once comfortable emptiness of the forest around him, himself the only predator for miles. Until now. Silently and intentfully, an absolutely massive mound of flesh, fur, and anger elegantly and smoothly glides from paw to paw in the dark and makes itself known. No, it isn't making itself known, it's always been around. Shadowing him, an ever-present cloak draped heavily on his shoulders, like a soaking wet shirt left in the wash bucket and immediately thrown on. The massive beast, moving through the trees like a shark through shallow water, slowly emerges and sits by the fire across from Wolfram. Its pointed teeth and glaring red eyes shoot back malice and understanding. Warmth in the cold, a hand to a fallen fellow, familiarity in a foreign land. The beast nods to Wolfram and begins to gnaw at the hunk of meat it carried into the clearing with it. As Wolfram takes another bite of his freshly cooked kill, he sees the beast now clearly in the firelight, fully as it lets its guard down and recognizes it, for the beast is Wolfram himself.
I think Wolfram reaches over, and as the dream ends, he just puts his hand on the huge black wolf's head. Its glowing red eyes kind of shift to an almost mundane, normal yellow, but still glowing.
I love it. I love that so much. That is all for the dreams I had, and all I have for this session right now, you guys.
All right.
Can
I have a little bit.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go first.
So I have a question for you. With the elemental gift and the gift of flight, it says I have a flight speed of 30 that lasts for 10 minutes, and during which I can hover. Now, with my 30 feet, can I gain altitude, or am I just like a couple of inches off the ground?
You can gain altitude, yes. You can go up 30 feet. Like, say you have 3 turns and you go straight up, you can be 90 feet up in the air.
Okay. Can I role play like the morning of the morning after our dreams?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna do that too, but go ahead.
Do yours first, because mine involves you.
Okay. Wolfram wakes up wrapped in his cloak. He, had a rough night, but fitfully got to sleep. He was exhausted. You had to help him back to camp. He just seemed weak. But he wakes up. He's got the long pink scar across his chest from being cut with a greatsword by this knight. And he looks down, and something doesn't seem quite right. He looks at his hand, and it is not the familiar tan hand of a man. It is the arm of the beast. It frightens him at first, but as he turns his hand over and looks at it, he realizes he tugs at something deep within him, and it goes back to being his own hand.
Whoa,
That's cool.
that's
Okay.
fucking awesome.
He seems to be gaining control over the shifting. That's all I wanted to roleplay.
I like
love
that.
That's super cool.
That fits super well with the dream too. Just coincident. I like how you did that.
Well, luckily I have a great DM that set me up.
Guizo, we can move on to your roleplay if you'd like.
So, like, after breakfast, like, everybody's getting ready. Guizo runs up to Wolfram, and he goes, "Hey, Wolfram, I think I need a hand from you. There is this new trick that I'm trying, and I need a little height, if you know what I mean." And he kind of gestures you crouching over and, like, throwing Guizo up in the air.
Yeah, Wolfram crouches down and puts his hands together as like a platform.
He runs at you and jumps in your arm.
Yeah. Okay, Wolfram hurls you into the air.
So, after he's been thrown into the air, he kind of, like, crazily waves his arms, and all of you guys are like, what the fuck is happening? And you notice little bursts of flame as his arms start to move faster. It looks like they're catching on fire, and they appear to be like wings. And he just kind of shoots straight up into the air.
Wolfram's mouth hangs open in awe. This is probably some of the most expression you've ever seen on Wolfram. He is shocked.
I love it.
He
You gotta
catches
react
himself
to
though, and
Wolfram.
he catches himself and blinks his expression quickly. But yeah, Wolfram is absolutely taken aback by this.
Speaking of catching, at the peak of the height, his arms get tired and he starts to fall, and he screams, "Wolfram, catch me!"
I'm gonna try to catch him. Okay, well, can that be an athletics to catch him?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, that's a 19. Does that do it?
19's
Oh,
pretty
I
high.
like-
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I leap through the air and I catch him and roll.
Oh, thank you so much, Wolfram. I don't know what I could do without you, my friend.
Apparently
awesome.
fly.
He said apparently not.
Apparently fly.
No, apparently fly.
That's all I wanted to do.
That was awesome.
Reyna, Driffin, Wolfram, and and Guizo, you can now all take your level 6.
Hell yeah. Can you remind me of the name of the donkey again? I forgot. Clarence?
Yes, but you guys were calling him Eeyore, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Eeyore, hell yeah. Let me take a long rest, because I really need it, because I don't know if you were tracking damage, but I took a shit ton.
Yeah, you took a lot of damage.